Hey everyone, welcome to Beyond Curry Leaf. So what am I making today? Making potato au gratin for my husband. He absolutely loves it, but in all reality, I've been just so busy with all my stuff that I haven't made it for him in a very long time. So yesterday, I was making some crab legs and some biscuits as usual, and he's like, no, you need to make your potato au gratin. And I'm like, okay, fine. And I'm like, wow, I've never written down the recipe. So I'm like, how do I make it? Then I'm like, okay, let me look it up. Then I see some recipes with, cream and cheese and butter, and then some with all-purpose flour and butter and cheese and so forth. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, what do I want to do? And then I'm like trying to go back in my memory on how I used to make it. And I remembered with some onions and garlic and the flavors that my husband and I enjoy. So that is my recipe for you today. We are going to start with 1 cup of heavy cream. By the way, this recipe is meant for like 2 to 3 people with other dishes, right? So it's not going to be using pounds of potatoes. I just use 1 medium-sized potato in this. And we are going to start with dry roasting some of those Italian seasoning, adding some heavy cream to it, and then just let it thicken. It should be able to coat the back of the spoon, and that is exactly where I want it. Forgot to add salt earlier, so added salt. You may need a little more salt, so make sure you taste the sauce before adding it to your potatoes, because I thought the salt was lacking a little bit in my final product, and it was easy fix. I just sprinkled some salt, before serving, and that worked out perfectly fine. So I am using Havarti cheese today. My husband had bought some French onion Havarti from Aldi, and he was enjoying it with the crackers. So I'm like, okay, well, I might as well use it in my French potato au gratin. So that is what we use. But easily you can use any Gruyère or cheddar cheese, whatever cheese which melts and you like the taste of it, try it. There's no harm in trying. It's like, seriously, you have to adjust the recipes to the flavors you and your family enjoys. So I tried a piece of that Havarti and I liked it. And obviously my husband was enjoying it with crackers. So that is what I went with. Next time I might do cheddar cheese. And I just eyeballed how much cheese to use. I wasn't using any exact measurement, but maybe about 1/4 cup of cheese I used. So I used chopped garlic in my sauce, and that gave a fantastic flavor. But next time I think I'm going to add a little more garlic because I do like it garlicky. So adjust the garlic to your taste. The other thing is I did not use any butter in my sauce, but I am going to use butter to butter the ramekin so that my potatoes don't stick. There was really no need to use butter with the cream. Cream and cheese makes a fantastic sauce, so didn't need it, so didn't add it. Of course, you must use a mandolin or be very skilled at slicing potatoes and onions because they're nice and very thin slices. My husband and I both enjoy the taste of onions, so I added onions to it. A little more onions wouldn't hurt either. So you do you as far as onions and garlic goes on what quantity to use. Now we are going to be layering our potatoes. So I started with butter and then put a layer of potatoes, onions, sauce, and repeat. It's easy peasy. And if you feel like, you like it a little more salty, then sprinkle tiny amount of salt on your potatoes too. It's such a simple recipe, and it only took me about 10 minutes. Actually, it took a little longer because I was recording. I'm going from, the chopping board to the pan to show you what's going on. But, you can do both things at the same time, stir in between. The flavor of this was fantastic. I loved it. My husband loved it. So then I got my other neighbor, Betsy, to try it because, she loves French food. So, and of course, potato au gratin is French. Not that I'm French, but I wanted somebody else to try it, see if they enjoyed it. And she loved it too. So I'm like, okay, easy peasy. And it's perfect, 1 medium-sized potato, a small onion, 2-3 garlic cloves, and 1 cup of heavy cream. And you got yourself a side dish. And I mean, when you're looking online, all these recipes are like 1 pound of potato, 2 pounds. Like, I'm not trying to feed my whole neighborhood. This is perfect size, nice size ramekin too. So I baked it at 350 degrees for 1 hour. And now that we are opening it, we are going to see if the potatoes are cooked. So use a fork or a knife like I'm doing to check that it's done. If it's not done, cover it up and throw it back in the oven. Mine was at a good consistency, so I added some Parmesan cheese and put it in the oven again for about 10 minutes. I could have just broiled it, but I already had biscuits going in the oven, so I kind of had to just go with it and put it in with my biscuit. Once your potatoes are done to your liking, just sprinkle the Parmesan cheese and put it on broil for 2 minutes until the color you like. And by the way, it's very hot. I did burn my tongue, so be careful trying it right away. I hope you guys will enjoy this recipe. Until next time, take care.